The Vietnam Veterans Association is encouraging any victims of abuse within the Defence Forces to come forward. But the association's president has told the ABC bastardisation is simply part of life in the armed forces.
Half a dozen inquiries into Australia's Defence Forces have been launched recently in the wake of allegations of physical and sexual abuse. South Australian man Neil Batten has now come forward with claims he was raped and beaten 40 years ago as a 15-year-old Navy recruit at the HMAS Lewin training base in Perth.
This ought to be the subject of an inquiry in terms of the way that these matters are dealt with by the Defence Forces, whether recently or whether it occurred 40 years ago.
However, the national head of the Vietnam Veterans Association says a certain level of abuse is to be expected, even if sometimes the behaviour goes too far.
Bastardisation through any of the schools that are run by the Army are almost basically parts of the discipline of being in the armed forces.
He says it's a way of toughening recruits up to weed out those not fit for warfare.
It's so that you get into a wartime situation and you give an order and the soldiers instinctively do it, so that, you haven't got gaps in the front line, if you like.
But the association's own welfare coordinator disagrees with the president's comments.
I mean, how many blokes have slipped through the network and topped themselves we don't even know about? Families that have suffered and wondering what the hell the matter is with their son or daughter without knowing, without anybody, and as part of the job, I have a problem with that.
Senator Xenophon says victims of abuse should seek legal advice about pursuing criminal and civil claims. Alina Eacott, ABC News, Adelaide.